Excadrill will be firing off the rock side, and rock side will be securing the knockout onto Gyarados. The opponent thinking about what they want to send out, enter the mirror behind an energy trainer. That's a mistake. Gilbot going to invest his final protect shield. If the opponent looks to match shields, they're going to get outpaced. Does the opponent want to commit? Yes, they do. The first drill run forces the opponent's final protect shield, and the second one will be securing the knockout. Excadrill now smelling blood. The opponent's final Pokemon is Dragonite and Excadrill. Still not done. Fires off the rock side for huge damage. Welcome back to the home of Shadow Pokemon. Firstly, I hope everyone had a fantastic Go Battle day. But today, we have got a triple Shadow treat for you all. We're going to be taking a look at the classic Dragonite Double Steel. This is a team that's been around since the start of time. It's a team that involves no legendaries, however has fantastic coverage, as you can see on the screen. However, unlike most trainers, Gilbot, today's featured battler, one of my favourite battlers and a member of my Discord, is running the full team with its Shadow variant. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, we see Dragonite into the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death, the Master League edition this season. Incinerate got buffed, and Ho-oh is now here, there, and every fucking where. Gilbot shields up the Brave Bird. The opponent then looked to reset their debuff, sending out Xerneas. Gilbot opts for the chip and dip, firing off the double resisted Dragon Claw, and then sends out Metagross. The opponent farms up a boatload of energy, allowing Metagross to make the Meteor Mash, forcing the first Protect Shield. The opponent looking to double up on close combats. We see the instant no shield deployed on the first one. Close combat lands for heavy neutral damage. It looks like Gilbot completely sacking Metagross. Opting to take shield advantage over switch advantage. We send back out Dragonite. As Xerneas quad debuff their own defense, were able to get the full double resisted Dragon Breath farm down. The opponent sends out Ho-oh, which is by no means a good response. Gilbot fires off the Dragon Claw, not at the best timing, but Dragon Claw forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. This is going to be the easiest shield of Gilbot's GBL career. We shield up the Brave Bird. The opponent then send out Rhyperior. Rhyperior running Mud Slap, not going to appreciate Dragonite. Dragonite fires off the Superpower. Get that Rhyperior out of here, back out. Comes Ho-oh, and Dragonite is going to sweep the back line, giving Excadrill a well-deserved rest on the bench. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we're only one battle in, and we've already seen a big boom. In the next battle, we see the basic bitch Tin Can in the lead. We save switch into Metagross, drawing out Rhyperior. The opponent goes straight for the Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe, of course, is resisted, and we see no debuff Gilbot looking to double up on Meteor Mashes. Can we get there? We're running out of HP rapidly. The first one forces the Protect Shield, and unfortunately we do get Mud Slap farm down. Much like the previous battle, we don't have switch advantage. However, we have got shield advantage. We can send out Dragonite, shield once, Dragon Breath farm all the way down. We're actually looking to call the bait. Holy crap, the opponent nuke us with the Rock Wrecker. It's now all down to extra. These Mud Slaps absolutely eating us alive. We're left deep in the red. The opponent sends out Landorus, and unfortunately, calling the bait, which is a thing I love to do, is going to cost us this game. I think even would have correctly shielded up the Rock Wrecker. That was looking rough. Moving on to the next one. We see the mirror, our Shadow Dragonite into the shiny regular variant. You can play this matchup one of 3 ways. You can do as the opponent does, look to throw on CMP, hoping you win. You can shield once, Dragon Breath farm all the way down, as Gilbot did, or you can look to catch the Dragon Claw onto one of your steel types. The opponent sends out Metagross, we fire off the Superpower, force our Protect Shield back. Unfortunately, we do get Bullet Punch farm down. However, we have now the correct alignment. We can send out Excadrill into the Metagross. Despite the opponent getting a running start, we're going to be able to outpace the drill run before a potential Earthquake. The opponent recognising that, opt to send out Excadrill. Gilbot going to invest his final Protect Shield. He then overfarms just before the back-to-back drill runs. Where does the opponent invest that final Protect Shield? They sacrifice their own Excadrill to the Pokegods. And we're actually seeing the same team. However, Shadow versus Regular. The opponent opts to throw the Meteor Mash, which we survive. We bank the charge and we pivot out into our own Metagross. Gilbot looking to reach the Earthquake. However, the opponent is going to be able to outpace. Can Excadrill survive the Bullet Punch? Reach the double drill run? It's going to be close. I think the answer is no. Come on, Excadrill. Please be thick. Oof, the Bullet Punch does secure the knockout. And unfortunately, it's going to be Regulars 1, Shadows 0. Moving on to the next one. Dragonite into Mewtwo. The Dragon Breath, especially from the Shadow variant of Dragonite, is so oppressive. Gilbot opts to shield the Side Strike. We're going to look to return fire with the Dragon Claw, and we might look to make a catch onto Metagross at some stage. Let's see if that's what Gilbot opts to do. We do attempt to make that catch. The opponent shows great discipline, hold their energy. They actually farm up to a Shadow Ball before sending out Ho-oh. Ho-oh, of course, a very good answer for Shadow Metagross, but Shadow Metagross hits like a truck. The Meteor Mash, despite being resisted, does a huge amount of resisted damage. We send back out Dragonite. Gilbot opts to tank the Brave Bird, putting all his hopes and dreams on our poor Excadrill, and the Incinerators are absolutely eating us alive. The opponent can easily shield this move up, and you're going to see just how hard it is to run triple shadows in the Open Master League, as unfortunately we take the loss. Moving on to the next one. Dragonite into Gyarados, the opponent running Dragon Breath, so not a particularly great matchup for us. However, we are able to outpace to the neutral Dragon Claw before the opponent reaches a potential crunch or outrage. The opponent farm up to a potential crunch. Gilbot opts to no shield. The opponent does fire off the crunch, but then get a very nice Dragon Breath farm down. Gyarados, a bit of a problem for this team, despite not being all that common in the Master League, especially at higher elo. It's a problem because it's able to hit all three of our Pokemon for super effective. However, Gilbot has shield advantage. He shields up the Aqua Tail, returns fire with the Rock Slide, and Rock Slide will be securing the knockout. The opponent thinking about what they want to send out, enter the mirror behind on energy. Excadrill absolutely smelling blood. We're easily able to shield up the drill run, and we're going to be able to outpace to the back-to-back drill runs. Where does the opponent want to invest that final Protect Shield? Drill run forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Gilbot says thank you very much and is going to secure the knockout with drill run. Number 2, Excadrill absolutely smelling blood. The opponent sends out their third, which is Dragonite, and this Rock Slide is going to land for huge super effective damage, leaving Dragonite at around a third health. We send out Metagross. Metagross is going to be able to survive the superpower, commit to the Bullet Punch farm down, and we're going to take that game. Heading into the next battle, Dragonite into Giratina. Oh, you love to see it. The opponent save switches into Melmetal, and we respond with Metagross. Of course, Excadrill would be spammier to the super effective drill runs, but a superpower would easily one-shot, as Excadrill cannot tank a hit for shit. The opponent opts for the double Iron Bash bait the first time, hoping we shield the first move, but Gilbot says not today, trainer. The opponent then fires off the neutral superpower. We withstand the damage, return fire with the Earthquake, and looks like the opponent is looking to make a play for switch advantage. Again, we see Gilbot not invest the protection on his safe switch of Metagross. The opponent goes for the world's most ridiculous double Iron Bash bait. Gilbot says, if you're going to masturbate like a potato, fuck it, we'll take back switch. The opponent actually make a very nice catch, catching the Earthquake onto Giratina, but it still lands for heavy neutral damage. We save our Metagross as a potential third shield and pivot back out into Dragonite. I always shout class at 2 times speed, but unless I'm mad, that was only 6 Shadow Claws, and it's only an ominous wind. Gilbot's counting, absolutely on point, recognising it was only an ominous wind, which he doesn't need to respect. The opponent then send out Dialga. We bait with the Dragon Claw, we're able to reach the superpower. The Tin Can not going to appreciate this super effective damage. Oof, they just about survive. I'd love to say get that Tin Can out of here, but regardless, Gilbot takes the dub. Moving on to the next one. Dragonite into Ho-oh. This opponent opts to immediately save switch into Xerneas, and again we respond with Metagross. Much like the first battle, the opponent allow us to make the Meteor Mash first, giving Gilbot early shield advantage. We saw last time Gilbot just completely sacking Metagross. The opponent fires off the first close combat, which we survive. The opponent gonna fire off close combat number 2, and it's like deja vu. Gilbot says, I don't give a fuck about switch, I want to take my shield advantage. I imagine Gilbot sends back out Dragonite. We could shield once, commit to the double resisted Dragon Breath farm down. However, Gilbot actually opts to throw the Dragon Claw, not wanting to invest the Protect Shield. Dragon Claw, despite being double resisted, does secure the knockout. The opponent then sends out their third, which is Mewtwo, and of course we're going to start shielding. We shield up the first Side Strike. Gilbot now over farms, returns fire with the Dragon Claw. Where does the opponent want to invest that final Protect Shield? The opponent shields their Mewtwo. Gilbot could shield, look to Dragon Breath farm down. I imagine the opponent's going to have to pivot, not wanting to get farmed down, and they do. Back out comes the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. Gilbot not throwing at the best timing, but able to get off the Dragon Claw. We then pivot out into Excadrill, looking to force the energy of the opponent. The opponent going to fire off the Sacred Fire, which is easily going to vanquish us. Back to our Pokeball, we send back out Dragonite. Dragonite fires off the Dragon Claw, securing the knockout. Can we reach a Dragon Claw before we get Psycho Cut farm down? Dragonite just about reaches it and is able to sweep the team. GG's and thanks for playing. That Sacred Fire probably was enough to kill around 56 Excadrill, or every Excadrill that's been powered up for the Master League, especially in its Shadow form. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Giratina. Oh, a very nice lead. The opponent safe switches into Mewtwo. Gilbot farms up some energy and makes a very nice double resisted Side Strike catch onto his Metagross. Metagross quite clunky and quite slow to charge, which the opponent is going to outpace to a potential Shadow Ball, and of course the opponent's double legacy. Poor old Metagross gets boomed. For around the 100th time in this video, Metagross is tanking hits left, right and centre. Gilbot opted to sack Metagross, looking for the Dragon Breath farm down. Unfortunately, Mewtwo says no, reaches the last second side strike, and Gilbot is now down a Protect Shield. The opponent won't be returning with Giratina. They have to show their third, which is revealed to be the basic bitch tin can. We go for the Dragon Claw bait, forcing a Protect Shield this time. We full send the superpower. Oof, goes shielded. And now it's time for Excadrill. Gilbot fires off the drill run, but the opponent makes a very nice catch onto the Giratina. Drill run does around 40%. Two won't quite be lethal, but should put them into Mud Shot farm down range. The second one leaves Giratina incredibly low. Are we going to see Gilbot invest a Protect Shield here? Yes, we are. Gilbot going to be looking for the Mud Shot farm down, hoping to leave with a charge move. We get the perfect farm down. Excadrill leaves with the drill run. It's going to be high Dialga, bye Dialga. Get fucking wrecked. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see Shadow Dragonite into the regular variant. Let's see how Gilbot plays this one out. Last time he shielded once, looked for the full Dragon Breath farm down. However, this time he opts for the catch, and it's catch for catch. However, we've come off better, as Metagross is a pretty solid answer for Dialga. We go straight for the Earthquake. Earthquake goes unshielded. Get that tin can out of here. Finally, Metagross claims a victory after getting boomed every battle so far. Finally lands its big boom moment. The opponent now sends out Mewtwo. They fire off the Shadow Ball, securing the knockout. Gilbot sends back at his Dragonite with residual energy, good to go. Opts to throw the Dragon Claw before the next side strike. Dragon Claw forces a Protect Shield. Gilbot could shield, could let it go. We could put all our hopes and dreams on the back of Excadrill, and that's exactly what we do. As Mewtwo is so low, I'd definitely be throwing Rock Slides here. In case the opponent attempts to make a catch, Gilbot not willing to shield up the side strike, and holy crap, that did a lot of resisted damage. We return fire with the drill run. The opponent invests their final Protect Shield and then send back out Dragonite. Of course, Gilbot going to be shielding up everything. The opponent actually full send a superpower to my surprise, which means these Dragon Breaths are now going to do less damage. Gilbot opts to throw the Rock Slide, which would be massive overkill. Mewtwo's going to have to look for the Psycho Cut farm down, as we still have a Protect Shield. The opponent actually opts to throw a charge move, which of course we're going to shield up, return fire with the drill run, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's and thanks for playing. I am wondering if the opponent did go straight Dragon Claw with their Dragonite, would have they won that game, as the Dragon Breath would have did more damage. However, I guess we'll never know. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Giratina. Oh, a very nice lead. The opponent safe switch into the basic bitch tin can. Of course, what else do people run in the Master League? We respond with Metagross. Try throw the Hail Mary, which the opponent respects. The opponent is also going to have to throw the Hail Mary to secure the knockout, as Ironhead won't get the job done. The opponent opts for the Ironhead, which we withstand. Gilbot reaches Earthquake number 2, and the opponent is now going to be forced to go down 2 Protect Shields or lose switch. The opponent opts to 2 shield their tin can, and Gilbot now has a 2-0 shield advantage. For his Excadrill, we send out Excadrill. We're probably going to have to respect the Draco, despite being resisted. It'd do like 65-70% of our HP. The opponent masturbate, killing a poor defenseless cat with the Ironhead, and then opt to throw Ironhead number 2. Even Ironhead did a lot. Holy crap, Excadrill, where is your bolt? Gilbot, undeterred, returns fire with the drill run, securing the knockout. We then see the pivot into Dragonite. The opponent send back out Giratina, then pivot into Melmetal. Where does Gilbot invest that final shield? We don't shield the Rock Slide, and ouch, that hurt. Gilbot going to farm up as much energy as he can and return fire with the superpower. Superpower lands for super effective, but not enough to knock out the opponent. Looking for the Thunder Shock farm down, but Dragonite says no. Gets the Dragon Breath farm down. We leave with the Dragon Claw. Despite being debuffed, it still puts this thing into drill run range. We send back out Excadrill. It looks like we're getting a huge amount of lag. Come on, game. What the heck is going on? Oof, it looks like the opponents quit. And they probably should, as Excadrill easily had enough HP to withstand the Shadow Claws, reach the drill run, and take that game. My top tip of the day, don't be a sore loser like that opponent. If you're going to lose and you don't want to play it out, just click top left rather than rage quit in the app. In the next battle, we see the battle of the dragons. Dragonite into Garchomp. Unfortunately, running Dragon Tail, and these Dragon Tails are so oppressive. Gilbot forced an early protection with the Dragon Claw. The opponent then returned fire with the Sand Tomb, which certainly doesn't threaten a shield. We absorb the damage and then pivot out into Metagross. The opponent, very horny for the debuff, opt to throw yet another Sand Tomb. They're not wanting to get farmed down, send out their own Metagross. Gilbot full sends the Earthquake. Does the opponent respect the damage? Boo, Mr. Opponent. With a lowered defense, we're certainly in Meteor Mash range. The opponent farm up just before we reach our own Meteor Mash and take us out with their own mash. That is a lot of the word mash. Speaking of which, I'm super hungry. I wouldn't mind some sausage and mash, a good old British classic. However, I've been distracted, so let's return to the commentary. We send out Excadrill, fire off the drill run, securing the knockout. The opponent now send out Garchomp and think fuck this and concede the match. In the next battle, we see another battle of dragons. Dragonite has always been a staple in GBL, even before it got access to superpower, because it's able to outpace a lot of the other dragons you see running around the Master League, like this Zekrom. Again, we force a Protect Shield with the Dragon Claw. The opponent opts to throw the Crunch, which we're not going to shield. Crunch does secure the knockout. Gilbot happy to save shield advantage for his double steel backline. Hopefully no Kyogre or Ho-oh. I don't actually think we've seen a Kyogre so far in this video. Hopefully I don't talk one into existence. We fire off the drill run, secures the knockout. Show me something that isn't Kyogre. Oh fuck, Ho-oh. Or the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death is probably as bad. We fire off the Rock Slide. Rock Slide goes unshielded. Holy moly, opponent. What was you thinking? That is double super effective damage. The opponent probably thinking, I've always been able to survive a Rock Slide from Excadrill. However, trainer, we're a Shadow Excadrill. The opponent saving their final Protect Shield for Xerneas. Gilbot still with 2 Protect Shields, shields up the close combat, returns fire with the Meteor Mash. The opponent going to fire off close combat number 2. Gilbot going to invest a Protect Shield. We're then easily going to be able to bullet punch farm down. However, we're actually going to opt to throw the BM Earthquake and take that game. GG's. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Mewtwo, a pretty nice lead as our Dragon Breath is far more oppressive than their Psycho Cut. However, Mewtwo is far spammier, so Gilbot is going to instantly shield up the incoming Side Strike. I imagine we're going to look to catch Side Strike number 2 onto Metagross. However, the opponent actually looked to make a double resisted Dragon Claw catch onto Zacian. I haven't seen Zacian in a while since Xerneas got access to Geomancy. It looks like that is now the preferred fairy. We tank the close combat, return fire with the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash forced to protection. It looks like the opponent wants to flip switch, but this time Gilbot says no. Invest in that Protect Shield. We're now going to be able to get the full Bullet Punch farm down. We're down a Protect Shield, but Metagross are very likely to force the shield on whatever the opponent has in the back. It turns out to be Yveltal. We fire off the Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash goes unshielded to my surprise. Holy cow. Gilbot then goes for that wham bam combo play, looks to snipe with Dragonite, throwing the Dragon Claw, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. The opponent returns fire with the Dark Pulse. We withstand the damage. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down, send up Mewtwo. We fire off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw isn't lethal. We do get the Dragon Breath farmed down, and the opponent is going to concede the match. Moving on to the next one. A potential good lead. Let's check the fast move. The opponent is on Mud Slaps. We like this lead a lot, as long as we don't get hit with a Rock Wrecker. The opponent has only thrown 6 Mud Slaps. This can only be a break-in swipe. Stay in school, kids, and learn to count. It's 7 to the first Rock Wrecker and 6 to the second. The opponent pivot out into Dialga, and we respond with Metagross. We see Gilbot invest the Protect Shield. It looks like he's desperately trying to keep Excadrill away from that Rhyperior we've already seen. We don't appreciate Mud Slap damage. We full send the Earthquake. Earthquake goes unshielded. The opponent happy to take their 2-to-1 shield advantage. The opponent thinking about what they want to send out. Send back out Rhyperior. This again, only a break-in swipe, which will survive. We should even make a departing Meteor Mash, which we do. The opponent's so low. They'll likely let this go and save 2 shields for whatever's in the back. The opponent's third is Ho-oh, and we're in trouble. Our Dragonite is now very severely chipped. We opt to send out Excadrill. We go straight for the Rock Slide. Of course, that's very bad timing. 2 turn into 5 turn. Ideally, you want to throw at 2 or 7, or you can throw at 4. Never throw on 5, as that is alignment, allowing them a full free Incinerate. We also went for the wham bam combo play, allowing the opponent 1 further Incinerate. Timing 1 turn into 5 turn, again, not the best from Gilbot. It is quite hard. I looked for visuals, however, you can just count Dragon Breaths. Ideally, you want to throw 4 and the charge move, only giving them 1 free turn. However, as the opponent did sneak multiple free charge moves, Ho-oh is going to sweep our backline. GG's to that opponent. I was actually hanging out on my friend King GBL's Discord yesterday. Firstly, go check him out. He's a fantastic content creator. He's actually newer to the game, and we were discussing about what the difference is from when he first played So when he's playing now. So in his first season, he hit like veteran or something. We did a coaching session and we focused on 3 things: fast move timing, energy management, and counting of quick moves. King was able to pick up these principles incredibly quickly. The very same season, we had a coaching session. He messaged me a few days later saying he reached expert. And then the very same season, he was able to reach legend. He's done 2 further seasons since that, hitting legend both times and even appearing on the Go Battle leaderboard twice this season, which just proves they are the 3 principles to focus on. I think I myself can justify these principles further, as on Go Battle Day I was sat at 2,808 elo. I used a very BBML team of Legacy Steelwing Togetic, Vigoroth and Shadow Dragonair. It's not really my style, however, as I am quite a disciplined player. Of course, we all make mistakes here and there. We're on the BBML team, I had no problem gaining 250 elo and reaching legend. You can check out my short and see the battle, how I got the job done. But what I'm saying is, if you want to improve in the game, separate yourself from the rest. Energy management, fast move timing and counter quick moves is paramount. Returning to the commentary, Gilbot gets the Mudshot farm down and we're able to drill run this Zacian and take the dub. If you are looking to improve, my Discord is linked down below. Come join our community where we've got a lot of top tier battlers. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Mewtwo. We've seen this one play out numerous times in the video. Gilbot has looked to make a catch. His opponent also has looked to make the catch. This opponent farms up to a potential Ice Beam and we see the instant shield deployed. The opponent goes straight for the Side Strike, which we shielded. To be honest, that would still do huge damage. Return fire with the Dragon Claw. The opponent let it go and then we make a very nice catch, catching the double resisted Side Strike onto Metagross. The opponent not wanting to get farmed down, save Mewtwo as a potential third shield and hard punish our Metagross with Giratina Origin, but Metagross hits so hard we lightly force a Protect Shield with the Meteor Mash, but unfortunately the opponent gets a huge Shadow Claw farm down. This loaded Tina is very scary as nothing on our team wants to tank a Shadow Ball. We send back out Dragonite Gilbot with 1 Protect Shield too hard behind, tanks the Shadow Ball, Dragonite just about survives and able to reach the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw will be lethal if it goes unshielded, which it does. The opponent sends out a Charm Primarina. Gilbot sitting in a pretty good position. We just got to be mindful the opponent will look to make a catch at one stage. As I say it, the opponent attempts to make that catch. Gilbot showed very good discipline, gets the Mudshot farm down onto Mewtwo. We fire off the Drill Run, forcing a Protect Shield. So 2 turn into 3 turn, you want to throw at 1, 4 or 7. We did throw an alignment, however Excadrill easily going to be able to withstand the charms, reach 1 further Drill Run and take that game. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see the Battle of Dragons. Come on, show me Mudshot. Of course it's on Dragontown, but again, not a bad matchup for Dragonite as we do heavily outpace. We go straight for the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw forces a Protect Shield. The opponent then looks to snipe with Dialga. Gilbot shows cat-like reflexes, saving his Dragonite, pivoting out into Metagross. The opponent fires off a charge move. It's just an Iron Head, which Metagross easily withstands. Gilbot heavily over farming, full sending the Earthquake. The question is, does the opponent respect the damage? Get that Dialga out of here. I love nothing more than seeing a basic bitch tin can get vanquished back to their Pokeball. The opponent sends out their third, which is Groudon. We fire off the Meteor Mash, forcing a Protect Shield. The opponent's going to get a huge Mudshot farm down. And this again is a bit tricky. We send out Dragonite. We're going to be forced to shield this up. And then I just blind switch, anticipate the opponent, looking to snipe. There's the attempted snipe. And we send out Excadrill. The opponent has enough for an Earth Power, but likely Sand Tomb. The opponent full send the Earth Power. That is a huge shield. We go straight for the Drill Run. Gilbot could have heavily overfarmed here, which would have allowed him to reach a Drill Run onto this Groudon. Oof, this is going to get close. The opponent full send the Precious Blade, securing the knockout. We send back out Dragonite, throw the Dragon Claw just before the Fire Punch. Is Dragon Claw enough to knock out? Oof, what a win. Gilbot's energy management on the Dragonite very much coming in clutch there in the end game. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Rhyperior, so unless the opponent throws 7 Mud Slaps, which this opponent hasn't, we don't need to be fearful as it's only a non-stab break-in swipe. The opponent goes for the Chip and Dip and pivot out into Mewtwo. Gilbot fires off the Dragon Claw goes unshielded. We then send out Excadrill this time, trying to keep it away from Rhyperior. We see the instant no shield deployed. Holy cow, a neutral non-stab Shadow Ball almost knocks us out, but we did survive. Gilbot manages to keep alignment and leaves minimal farm for the returning Rhyperior. I actually really like that play a lot. Switch timers are heavily misaligned and that mid game was so quick. Rhyperior will be temporarily switch locked, however we'll be able to switch before we switch. We actually opt to send out Metagross, the opponent, go for the break-in swipe and then send out Gyarados. Gyarados not something we particularly want to see, however even these resisted Meteor Mashes are going to start forcing Protect Shields, as this is the opponent's final Pokemon, Gilbot, going to invest the Protect Shield on the Aqua Tail. This opponent's actually running Legacy Dragon Tail. I also have a Legacy Dragon Tail Gyarados, the Shadow variant of course, that I think is one of the best mon in the Master League Premier, if we ever get it back. Gilbot looking to double up on Meteor Mashes, the opponent invests their final Protect Shield, however Metagross is going to be able to outpace to Meteor Mash number 3, which will go and shield it, and we need to pivot. We pivot back out into Dragonite, reach the Dragon Claw on the CMP tie, and this is going to be a win from here. We're just going to be able to Dragon Breath, farm down Rhyperior, and Gilbot takes the dub. Very nicely done, despite seeing something in the back that we don't do all that well against in the form of Dragonite. In the next battle, we see another Garchomp, again on Dragon Tail. Gilbot goes straight for the Dragon Claw. Everyone has shielded to this point in the video, and this one doesn't disappoint, putting up that Protect Shield. It looks like the opponent was looking to Dragon Tail farm us all the way down, so we last second pivot out into Metagross, commit a very good shield on the incoming Earth Power. The opponent then responds with Mewtwo. Even with a 1 bullet punch head start, we're still going to CMP to a potential Shadow Ball, but this opponent opts for a masturbating session. Gilbot easily survives that double resisted move, forced to Protect Shield with the Meteor Mash. As we've gained shield advantage in the mid game, I just let Metagross go. Dare the opponent to Shadow Ball. No, the opponent baits again. Are you serious? The opponent again opt for a side strike, but trainer, this is double resisted, won't get the job done. Gilbot going to be able to take switch, as if the opponent shields this Meteor Mash, would be able to throw off one further. The opponent recognising killing poor defenceless cats is a terrible idea. We see Gilbot instantly switch out into Excadrill. We opt for the Drill Run. Drill Run isn't quite lethal. We're going to respect up the incoming Icy Wind. There really is no win con left for the opponent at this stage. They send back out Garchomp and concede the match. In the next battle, we see Dragonite into Kyogre. Holy crap, 27 minutes into a video and we finally see that bulky blue whale. Of course, a great lead for Dragonite as the opponent safe switches into the basic Bitch Tin Can. We respond when Metagross goes straight for the Earthquake, and the opponent respects it. Boo, Mr. Opponent. Gilbot really needs switch, as Excadrill will get eaten alive by Kyogre. So we shield up the Iron Head. The opponent opts to throw yet another Iron Head. We will survive this, however we're not going to be able to double up on Earthquakes. Gilbot throws the Hail Mary. Please let it go, trainer, please! Uh-oh. We have got shield advantage. However, that Kyogre is going to be a huge problem when it's aligned with our Excadrill. We send out Excadrill. Gilbot going to get outpaced. We've just got to let this go, as this thing is dead weight against Kyogre. The opponent fire off one further Iron Head. Gilbot looking to double up on charge moves. We reach the double Drill Run. One will be securing the knockout on Kyogre, and we need to blind switch. Gilbot spamming the switch, back out comes Kyogre. The opponent sends out their third, which is their own Dragonite. However, Gilbot still will Protect Shield, too hard behind. Dragon Claw isn't lethal. We do manage to Dragon Breath, farm down, back out comes Kyogre, and somehow Gilbot is going to pull off the dub. Of course, we're just going to shield up the incoming Surf, which is resisted. We don't really give a shit at this stage. Gilbot this time throws a very nice timing. Fires off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw isn't lethal, but we manage to Dragon Breath, farm down and take that game. Huge shout out to Gilbot, showing us the classic, no legendary Dragonite double steal in its full Shadow variant. That was a lot of fun. As you can see on the screen, I did manage to hit Legend. However, I won't be showcasing the team as it's very boring, very BBML, but after last season having a huge break and being very disappointed I didn't reach Legend for the first time in 9 seasons, I just wanted to get it done. We'll be back with some more spicy showcases, so if you've got a Pokemon you'd like to see me run, post it down below and we are going to bring nothing but spice. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If like Gilbot, you'd like your battles featured on my channel, a link to a battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.